Hello everyone, welcome to the video series for class 11 computer science, and we are discussing the chapter flow of control. So already we have discussed for loop, while loop and some of the jump statements like break statement and continue statements. So let us discuss the very interesting topic loop else statement. So let us first find out that what is the significance of loop else statement and how this else will be executed. So let us start the topic. So here we can see that if any else is written along with any loop, it may be for loop, it may be while loop. So if any else part is there along with any loop, then that else part will be executed only if the loop terminates normally, not when the loop is terminating because of a break statement. So if you have not gone through the video of break and continue, it is my request that please refer to first that break and continue statement and then come back to this video so that you can understand that what is the significance of break statement. So for the time being, I am telling you that break statement skips the rest of the loop and jumps over the statement following the loop. So let us डिस्कस दिस इन डिटेल्स. अगर एल्स क्लॉज हमने किसी भी लूप के साथ लिखा होता है तो वो एल्स क्लॉज तभी एग्जीक्यूट होता है जब हमारा लूप नॉर्मली टर्मिनेट होगा. इसका क्या मतलब है? इसका यही मतलब है कि जब हमारे लूप का कंडीशन फॉल्स होगा और तब हम बाहर आएंगे तभी वो एल्स पार्ट एग्जीक्यूट होगा. अगर एबनॉर्मली टर्मिनेट हुआ, अगर फोर्सफुली टर्मिनेट हुआ, तब वो एल्स पार्ट एग्जीक्यूट नहीं होता है. और एबनॉर्मली टर्मिनेट कब होता है? जब हम ब्रेक स्टेटमेंट यूज़ करते हैं, क्योंकि ब्रेक स्टेटमेंट हमारे लूप को देन एंड देयर टर्मिनेट कर देता है. तो इसे समझने के लिए लेट अस see one example. Here we can see that this loop is going to be executed 10 times. Okay, already we have seen that this will print the value from 1 to 10. Okay, and this else belongs to this while loop. You can see the indentation level of this while and this else is same. So this else belongs to this while loop. So this is known as loop else. So this else part will execute only when this while loop will be terminated normally. So here when we will execute this one, it will print from 1 to 10 and as well as it will print coming out of loop. Let us execute this one. So it will give you 1 to 10 and also coming out of the loop. Okay, so let's wait for the execution. It is taking some time. So basically, but if we will terminate this loop by using break statement, then what will happen? Then this else part is not going to execute. So we have to be very careful about this else statement, that you have to again check the indentation level. Here you can see that this else is a part of loop. This else is not part of any if statement. Okay, so this else part will execute only if our while loop will be terminated normally. Means after the execution, when this condition will become false, then only this else part will execute. Okay, now let us try to run this code. So here we can see that we are having the value 1 to 10, and since our loop is terminating normally, that's why we are having coming out of loop statement also. Let us try to terminate our loop in between. Okay, suppose I want to terminate our loop if I equal to 3, then I want to terminate my loop. Otherwise, this will be the statement. It means that when the value of I will become 3, our loop should be terminated. Okay, and otherwise it should print the value of I. So what will happen? Let us check. So when the value of I will be 1, it will be printed. When the value of I will be 2, it will be printed. Now let us see, when the value of I will be 3, the loop should be terminated. And since the loop is not terminated normally, so this part will not execute. So let us check the output. Okay, expected and indented block. Yes, here indentation level has to be changed. Okay, let us execute this once more. So here we can see that we are having output 1 and 2, but we are not having this else part. Since this while loop is not terminated normally, we have terminated it by using the break statement. So this else part will execute only if the loop has been terminated normally, not when if it has been terminated forcefully. Okay, so this was about loop else. Now let us discuss some important questions that can be asked in your exam, and that is based on the iteration or the loop. So first one is factorial of a number. All of us know that what is factorial of a number. Basically, factorial of a number is the product of all integers from 1 to that number. For example, if we want to calculate factorial of 6, then how we can calculate it? Then we will have the product of 1 to 6, then it will give us the factorial of a number. So it is also known to us that factorial of negative number is not defined, and the factorial of 0 is 1. Okay, so we can say that we are having a number. Okay, how to write program for factorial of a number? So for that, first thing is needed the number we have to input. Okay, and then we will check whether the number is positive, negative or 0, because any number can be input by user. Okay, कोई भी नंबर यूज़र इनपुट कर सकता है, पॉजिटिव भी हो सकता है, नेगेटिव भी हो सकता है, ज़ीरो भी हो सकता है. तो जैसा कि अभी हमने डिस्कस किया कि ज़ीरो का फैक्टोरियल होता है 1, नेगेटिव नंबर का फैक्टोरियल डिफाइन नहीं किया गया है, और पॉजिटिव नंबर का फैक्टोरियल वी हैव टू calculate. Okay, so if n is less than 0, then there should be a message that factorial has not been defined. If the number is 0, then factorial is 1. Okay, and if the number is greater than 0, then we have to calculate the factorial. So how to calculate the factorial? 1 should be multiplied. We have to calculate the product from 1 to the number itself, and we will have the result as factorial. So let us try to write program for factorial of a number. Okay, so let us go to the notebook and let us try to write program. Okay, so for that, enter any number. Okay, let us input a number. Okay, and we will check whether it is positive, negative or 0. So basically we are having three options. It may be 0, it may be negative, it may be positive. So let us first check for negative. If it is negative, then we will simply print a message that it is not defined, because for negative numbers factorial is not defined. Okay, and since we are having more than two alternatives, we will go for elif. If n is 0, then we will print that factorial will be 1. Okay, we will just initialize the value of f is equal to 1, because if the number will be positive or it will be more than 0, then this value will be needed. Okay, and the last part is if the number will be positive, then what we have to do? Then we have to find out the of product of the numbers from 1 to the number itself. So for that, let us have the for loop. Okay, so for I in range, what we will do, we will take 1 and we will take up to n plus 1, because we have to include n, so we have to take n plus 1 so that it will move up to n, and we will find out the factorial, that is f into I. Okay, and after that what we will do, we will print the value of factorial. Print factorial is f. Okay, let us try to execute this one, whether this is working or not. Okay, so we are having error. Let us check. For I, in is missing, in keyword should be there. Okay, now this was syntax error. Let us try to execute it again, and we have been asked to enter any number. Let us enter 5 and the factorial should be 120. Let us check whether we are getting or not. Yes, we are getting 120. Okay, so for positive number we are having our output. Let us execute this once again. If we are entering 0, yes, 1, correct. And let us try to execute it once more for negative number, so it is not defined. So we have done the programming for factorial of a number. Similarly, we are having other important programs also. So in upcoming videos we will discuss those programs like Armstrong number, table of a number, and palindrome numbers. We are going to discuss those important examples as well as questions based on nested loop. So I hope this much be clear to all of you. Thank you for watching.